Alright, so here we are for match number 3 of this league. And we won the die roll. We're versing Stabbington. So it looks like a very decent hand to us. I'm going to go ahead and keep. And lead on the Temple Garden, disguise our colours ever so slightly. Elvish Reclaimer. Okay, so we're versing the Reclaimer Titan deck. I like drawing cards here. If I can draw to my Hyena Umbra or Spider Umbra, that would be quite good for us. So we need to get Totem Armor so we can survive Blast Zone. Life-wise, we've got Daybreak Coronet. We can gain some life, which should be mostly okay. Zombie tokens can chump block us out a lot, so maybe we want to find some flying as well. Flying or trample. Flying's better though. Alright, so let's get Island here. Play the Curious. Oh, actually, no. We probably should have got Hallowed Fountain there because it would allow us to play triple white next turn, and now we have disabled that line. Okay. Not too bad still. So something like Rancor, you probably want to slow roll. It depends on the scenario, because if they blow up the board, you get it back. But if you slow roll it, maybe they generate some chump blockers and expect to survive that way, and then you can ambush them with it and get the win. So I think mostly, yeah, I just wanted to get Hallowed Fountain there. Then my land's way too awkward without it. I probably should have just led on the Hallowed Fountain and fetched out a basic Plains, and then my mana would have been fine. Alright, so opponent explores into a Field of the Dead and attacks us for 1. Alright. We do get a lot more damage off by going Ethereal Armor and Rancor than if we just play out the Daybreak Coronet, so let's do that. We get a card draw as well. Alright. If we fetched perfectly, we would have dealt 1 more damage there and held the Rancor in hand. And also, we would have also disguised the fact that we had the Rancor. Alright, so opponent does concede though, so that's good for us. Now against this deck, Force of Negation is pretty good because it hits that Dryad of Elysian Grove. Path is pretty good as well. Sorry, Force of Vigor is pretty good. Force of Negation is like semi-reasonable. It hits Eldorami's Call, and that's probably about it. I'm bringing Tails in to play around Blast Zone. Yeah, I think we probably take out the Force of Negations here. We want to leave in our evasiveness. Alright, we'll go with that. Alright, so we've got a 1-lander here. It's got decent interaction though. It's definitely a keep in my opinion. I went with the Termine Castle and not much else. Alright, we find the Invisible Stalker. Invisible Stalker might be a little bit surplus to requirement, or it might be really good. Sort of depends on how explosive our opponent is and if we hit our second land drop. Realistically in this game, it's looking a lot like I want to curve to about 3 mana and then just draw action afterwards. We've got a lot of action in hand as is at the moment. Valakut. Elvish Reclaimer on turn 2. Yeah. Alright, so we do draw land. Great. Do we want to take a turn off to Invisible Stalker? The opponent's not going to chump block this. I'd be very surprised if they chump block this. Usually Reclaimer's pretty important to their strategy. Alright, so we draw a Daybreak. Okay, excellent. So just one more land and we'll be peachy after that. It would be nice to draw a green card as well, so we can have Force of Vigor online and blow up this Stride of Lycian Grove. Really? Looks like they may be holding up Eldorami's Call here. I'm just going to go for this one here. I think I'm pretty happy attacking like this. We might as well sneak in the extra 1 point of damage there. If it encourages us to deal with the damage, draw cards. Wow, okay, all that damage is going through. I guess he's just looking for a Blast Zone off his Elvish Reclaimer. Potentially. So we draw a Breeding Pool, that is mana. It's not white mana though, and we draw a Rancor. Alright, let's play this Breeding Pool in tapped and pass the turn. We'll leave Rancor in hand for Force of Vigor. When it does crack the Reclaimer into targeting flagstones. And I'm guessing like Blast Zone plus a Plains would be the play, right? Then they're gonna look to active the Blast Zone and 2 for 1 out auras. So there's the Temple Garden, and let's see what else he gets. Flagstones. Okay, so he's not gone for Blast Zone yet. Alright, so it looks like they're just going for Primeval Titan. Does this just require 1 green mana? No, it requires 2 green. Skyclave Apparition. That's also fine. Alright, we draw Glade Cover Scout here, so now we can Rancor plus Daybreak Coronet and attack for 8, keep that pressure going. This only really hurts us if he has Force of Vigor. Maybe I should have left up mana for Path here. Alright, so we don't get punished. Hopefully we draw land and we can then hold up Path. Interaction, we don't. Alright. Still, opponent's all the way down to 5. And now they're going for the Eldorami's Call. No, they're going for another land activation. Okay. I would have thought they would have gone for Eldorami's there. I guess they're a... No, they did have enough mana to do it. So now if and when my opponent does get Blast Zone, he will wipe all the auras off my creature. There's no way around it. Because he'll Blast Zone on... Oh, he just gets Field of the Dead. Wow. Okay. But yeah, if you Blast Zone on 1, the Daybreak Coronet will fall off there because he took the 2 CMC aura, which was Staggering Insight. Opponent gets the Dryad of Lycian Grove there. Yep, that's fine. Sure. There's the blast zone. Oh man, if we should have blown up in response to the first land trigger so that he couldn't crack the blast zone. Like couldn't play the blast zone. Because you can't play lands instant speed. Damn, that was a misplay on our part. Alright, let's get rid of that one now. Naturally drawing the blast zone. Swagger. So much swagger. Alright, so Dryad of Lycian Grove off the table. Let's just attack here. Blast Zone will get active. We'll lose our guy. We'll get Rancor back. Then we can play out Invisible Stalker holding up Path. And then we can kill him with a couple of Staggering Insights and a Rancor. So, yeah, seems decent. Visible Stalker going the distance on the reload there. Wow, opponent doing that? What's he doing? So one of these lands come into play untapped, or is he just like horribly messed up? Mm-hmm. Alright, we'll just go ahead and trade with all those zombie tokens. And then we'll play a second main Stalker, holding up Path. The beautiful, powerful power of Invisible Stalker here. Amazing. I absolutely adore it. So opponent just doing these Reclaimer actives to thin the library at this point, because like they've got enough land that they can just be casting Prime Time. Alright, there's the Prime Time. Goodness, big decisions here. So opponent plays a Castle Garenbrig. Pre-combat gets a zombie token. Okay. Or pre-casting gets a zombie token. Looks like he might be trying to leave up white mana. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. Alright, so he's deciding to go for Elder Army's Call there? What's he doing? Taking his sweet ass time. Unless he's got Primetime and Bogle. Alright, Primetime and Force of Vigor, pardon me. Alright, so we'll play out the Staggering Insight there. We'll attack with both creatures. Looks like my opponent sort of wants me to tap out, so that they can just do their thing unopposed. Alright, they're getting another land, guys. They're getting another land. Goodness, it can't be that fucking hard. Cool. Sacking the Valor Cult with red mana on the stack. Vesuva copying Field of Dead. Alright. Do you realize Invisible Stalker has unblockable? Activates the Blast Zone. After tapping and untapping 6 times. Cool. Alright, finally. Sure. So we get Rancor back. We get to deal 2 damage and put them to 3. We get to draw a card. And they take a couple of auras and a Bogle. Find the Hyena Umbra. Alright, well, let's just hold up Path. And then we have more than enough auras to kill next turn. And looks like they're now doing an Elder Army's Call. Sure. Room map excavator. Okay. So they already had the Primeval Titan in hand? Sure. Alright, well, there's potential for him to get like an extra zombie because we're letting him resolve the triggers before we path the Primeval Titan. If they get another field or a Vesuva copying field, they'll get an extra trigger here. Overall, I mean, I think I'd rather disguise the information of me having path and then maybe they fetch lands suboptimally. Selesnya Sanctuary, Radiant Fountain. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to use this Rumak Excavator to get Blast Zone back from the graveyard so they can recycle it onto destroy our Invisible Stalker. It's the line our opponent is going for here. We might not even need to path the Primeval Titan. Maybe it's better just pathing this Runum Nap Excavator thing. Although I think we just have them dead. Run it up to 7. Unless they can play the Excavator, get Blast Zone back, and active it all in one go. I think we're fine. Alright. So, Ethereal Armor plus Rancor should do it. Throw in a Curious for good measure, and alright, so opponent concedes. Go team. Alright, excellent stuff.